fuck? Read the disclaimer. Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome to the weekend review where we recap the previous week and anything extra. This time I am decently on time. Minimal technical difficulties, so we are living good. So yeah, for this weekend review, we finally got those I did say they were probably going to do it. Actually, they dropped the video on a Saturday of that UX stuff. So we'll go over it in a moment, but in the meantime, while I adjust my desk space so I can actually be visible properly, this week was pretty cool. We did some burst content on that Valtryek, you know, my drawn dagger. I gave the context of basically how BEYBLADE X where it works that hopefully people listen to. We did the Crazy Aries showcase, the episode review, and there is no Zankcast this week for reasons that I was too busy. We didn't have enough time to set up to do because I wanted to make sure any of my assignment work is done well. That's our lesson for this week. Always make sure you finish your work and have your priorities in order. So, speaking of which, what a segue. Oh, I see. I'm still good with the segue. Mulbays.com. Okay, I think we still have launcher grips and the string launcher of the March launch for UX that are still there. We have like Leon Claw, Unicorn Sting, Rhino Horn, you know, they're a little bit on clearance right now. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. It does help keep the channel alive, but if you're commenting, that's the same support to me either way. So with that being said, the big thing, we have a little bit of updates for the general channel, you know, a little bit at the end. Nothing too crazy, but some, you know, nice little timbits. But we're going to be going over this. They finally dropped the video, which I was off on the day, but I was right around the time frame of it. So we'll be going over it. So am I in the right? Yeah, that looks good enough. So they finally dropped that UX video where you basically see a better look at the bays. And it's not like we haven't seen pictures surfacing online, whatever. It's just, you know, this is more concise, right? This is more concise for what we're able to actually go through. So basically, I will be recapping this every single time, but what is the difference between if I have a BX release and a UX release? Since the weight distribution on the launcher hooks is moved, because in a basic line, the launcher hooks are metal, for like the general, like the mainline stuff, right? And then after the UX stuff, the launcher hooks are plastic, and the weight is shifted more to outwards weight distribution. So technically every UX bay has outwards weight distribution, but that doesn't mean that's the focus on every single bay. And OWD, or outwards weight distribution, just means the weight is pushed out, right? But like Wizard Rod is specialized, for example, in that specific aspect. But it's not like Drawn Dagger, that's what the gimmick is. It's just, there's the UX gimmick, but the actual blade gimmicks are always separate. So they should have Drawn Dagger, and what's pretty funny actually about the Drawn Dagger and the Wizard Rod is you'll notice that if you actually see the set versions of them, they swapped the special color, at least of like the ratchet with the main ones, which I thought was really weird, because technically speaking, if you were to get the UX04, the 160 ratchet, and you were to swap it with the main one, it would probably look like the normal original colors, but yeah, yeah, it's cool, whatever, it's the ratchet. We'll go over each piece by piece. The launcher I thought was just basic, but no, they actually changed the launcher hook, so it's actually blue now, so, and the same one for the HELLSHAMER, actually, so, you know, at least the launcher, it actually reminds me of the Metal Fight, the Gravity Perseus string launcher, because of that blue. I didn't even know, I don't know, it's a small thing, it doesn't matter, I just thought, oh, that's neat, I guess. Drawn Dagger. What's so special about Drawn Dagger? It kills you in one hit. That's what it's specialized in. One hit kill. Or technically it's one hit KO or whatever, but I like to say one hit kill because it sounds better. Now in particular, right, because 160, if you know about the burst generation, let's go over the main one. So basically, you know, it's kind of got that Excalibur shape to it, and it does look like it's going to be pretty strong. Now the idea with 160, right, is that it's all focused on that one point. Now, the way that they describe it is like this idea that it's supposed to like, I know, I understand they're trying to do the Excalibur thing where it aligns with the contact point and it's supposed to do that impact, but I think with how Beyblade X is, it's a little weird, right? Because if the idea, because they did the same thing with Leon Claw. I'm wondering if it flies, will it burst, or will 160 just have super tight resistance, right? Because it doesn't work like how they're trying to. Well, actually, we don't know. I don't know. I'm just speculating because I feel like that would maybe they had to consider that, so maybe they just give it like a tight ratchet. But yeah, we got our bit which is Excel. So the difference between Excel and flat is the gear ratio and obviously where the gears are placed. So it's 12 gears for the regular flat and 16. So what is the difference in the amount of gears for the stadium? Did I misspeak? Well, okay, we're gonna, sorry, I'll go back. I'm sorry, listen. Buster and Dagger, listen, they're all sword themed. I apologize. Alrighty, sorry. Drawn Buster. I'm sorry. Listen. There are times, this happened in the original video I did of breaking the, listen, I called it Drawn Saber by accident because I speculated with Nizuma. Okay, sometimes we have this, I apologize for that. Okay, Drawn Buster, alright? See, they caught me. Okay, but, so the difference in the gear ratios. So if I have 16, what's the difference between that and, let's say, 12? So assuming that it's the same flat regardless, the idea is that the more gears, obviously, the more acceleration, I would assume, because there are more gears hitting on the line, so it's more of a motion building up that speed. So, just to give it like a quick idea, just faster. Like, obviously, less gears, you're not going to have it as fast because, well, also the bottom does matter too, but obviously, it depends on the amount of, it's like clock gears when they're kind of like moving against each other, right? It depends on that. But they basically just showed for the quick movement. I'm still wondering, because I did screenshot this, obviously there is like a teensy kind of gap just for that one. I'm still wondering, is that the weakness to Drawn Buster? Let's say Drawn Buster, right? Because we're going to get to this section here where I just give my final predictions until we get to testings. I think Drawn Buster will definitely be a strong attacker, without a doubt, just based on the shape at least. I think it'll be something like Shark Edge, where, and you even see it in the videos, kind of, where it hits hard, but there's no stamina. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll probably be, you really got to get at the start. So if you're like a skilled attack player, that's my prediction for how they'll probably have it handled. I think 160 will only make sense on Drawn Buster. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. The bays aren't out yet, so I heard it. I caught it. But yeah, Drawn Buster, I just think will be explosive, but probably stamina. And if you're good at using attack types, you'll probably be fine. 160, I think, will only be good on Buster and Excel. I don't know. Even in the concept of Excel, it's going to be probably a similar principle to Buster, where if you don't get it at the start, probably that's it. I don't know. Like, does anybody really have high hopes for the Excel? But I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I don't expect it to do anything crazy. But if I'm proven wrong, I will gladly take the surprise. So next up, we have HELLSHAMER at the showcase. So HELLSHAMER, it's specialized in this aspect of basically force smash. This idea where it's slamming down. So if you know bays like Shark Edge, they're launching the opponents up in the air because of the slope, and then after it's upper attack, right? HELLSHAMER is actually just the reverse of that. So actually, by the way, the parts look very pretty on this. I always like it when they do fully colored ratchets. It just makes the bays look pretty nice. And I have actually gotten used to the colors kind of changing on the scythe, because before, it was red, then it was kind of magenta, and then after kind of now we got like this orange. Yeah, I like the colors, but very curious what the weight will be once we finally see this. Oh, the launcher, by the way, orange prongs, cool. So the blade, if you look at it, it does look very thick. I'm wondering the weight on it. Because it's not like crazy thick if you look a little bit at the underside, but the idea of slamming down is very interesting. I don't know. I think the stock might work. It might, because the way that Hexa works, it's supposed to basically do the motion of a hammer, right? So whether or not in practice we actually see that happen, you know, that's going to be interesting. Hexa, I feel like even if you do test 3D prints, which we did a video a while back, even in the video, obviously it'll be a shaky movement because they're trying to replicate the idea of like a literal hammer slam, but the stamina just doesn't look right. So I don't know if we'll see eventually if it does anything special. Also, it looks like Spiral from Metal Fight. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, yeah, very, very close. They just modify quite a bit, but that's what I thought of when I saw it. The difference between 60, 70, and 80 visually, so it's just a little fun thing, because I know sometimes if you see a Ratchet, you're like, what height is this? So 60 is completely flat, 70 there's a little bit of a cone shape to it, and 80 it's like a disc is poking out. So I'm very happy the kind of the visual difference is at least a lot more clearer to understand what height is what. I'd be honest, even for me, there are times when I almost get confused. I just wish they put like a 70 or I just labeled the number on it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just really bad at recognizing it visually. No, I mean, even in Metal Fight, these are like kind of differences in like 100, 105. Yeah, maybe it's just me then. Hexa, we just kind of mentioned this. I don't have crazy hopes. Oh, Hexa does also have 16 gears, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So I think the idea with Hexa, with what they're trying to probably pull off here, is that other than just the motion of a hammer, I think it's probably going to be accelerating for counter movement, which is what I would assume that they're trying to pull off. Now, next up, all right, listen, I'm not going to misspeak this time, Wizard Rod. So, yeah, this looks really good. I like the colors quite a bit on it. I'm still not used, like, listen, I still like the hush kind of thing that the Wizard Arrow had, the thing when it's doing, like, the Iron Man pose, whatever, the hand. I don't even, where's the, actually, I can't even say where's like, the thing it's supposed to be holding, because, like, you didn't see really an arrow in Wizard Arrow, did you? I mean, the blade design, oh, I guess the idea is that the design of it is that the bit, it doesn't hold it, but okay, yeah, it's, never mind. Visually in the design, I keep thinking that it's supposed to be on the bits or something, like Metal Fights, like on the face of it, but the actual blade itself is what represents the weapon. Okay, so when you kind of look at this side by side, you know, it does look a little bit hefty of a blade. It looks like it'll be a little bit thicker, but what I do find funny is a little bit of the trolling on the TT marketing, because they keep on comparing it to Rhino Horn. Like, oh, look at how large this blade is. But like, Rhino Horn is meant to be compact, so oh, disc ball. Would you believe me if I told you that the gimmick on this is just that there's a disc on the ball? It's in the name. Disc ball. That's it. It's a thick disc. That's it. That's literally. They killed all the Tripios to make this into the bit. That's basically what they did. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say for this? Like, Wizard Rod just looks like it's going to be strong for stamina, or at least decent for stamina. Disc Ball looks like it's going to be, I mean, it's already basically ball just with support, so I'm just assuming it's slightly more stable. And also, they did a smart thing, because if it was a little bit thinner, I'd be a little bit worried and complain about the design, but it's pretty thick for the design, so I don't really have any worries. Oh, speaking of which, so get this. So they make a Battle Rhino Horn. Now, listen, I know these things are rigged, right? We already know that they have to rig it for the new release, obviously, right? Dude, what? They couldn't make it beat anything else? Rhino has no stamina, it's a defense type. They couldn't make it outspend a drawn sword, dude? Come on. I don't know, maybe they're running out of time. Like, dude, we have Rhino on the table. Just make it Battle Rhino or something. I don't know. I feel like this will probably be prone to break-in if it's the Extreme Line console. Well, no, because it's very... Well, I don't know. Obviously, we have to wait to see, but I feel it's pretty thick for the design. Like, obviously, if the metal hits, like, you'll probably see similar... Like, that's the thing with Beyblade X, because people complain about, oh, what about the bit breakages? Like, even in context, it's such an outlier of a thing. It's just, if you get bad luck and the metal just so happens to hit it when it's, like, popping out or whatever, but... Maybe, but I feel like we're going to have to see. I don't know. The context is going to have to matter for that quite a bit. For the Beyblade X stuff, but I am also curious on that. Okay, Buster just kills Viper Tail. Now here's where this gets funny, okay? Get this. In the video showcase of HELLSHAMER, right? This is what they basically did. HELLSHAMER is supposed to be battling Shark Edge, but in the video you'll see they switch it to Drawn Dagger. So I'm wondering, did it not look as favorable if it was battling against Shark? Is that like a bad matchup for it, or what happened here? Because they clearly show it battling Dagger. I honestly don't think this was malicious, because I remember, I think earlier on in the video, you do see battling Drawn Dagger. I think they mixed up the footage. Maybe. Or, I don't know. If that was on purpose, whatever, that's too obvious. I think it honestly just like someone was editing it and then they didn't realize what they wanted to make it battle. So I guess we get the lost episode of Beyblade X battles. We're never going to figure out how it did against that shark. You see the white string launcher? It looks nice. We actually do have that on Mall of Bays, huh? Oh, no, I'm in the void. I'm in the void. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. We're almost back. I'm going to get out of the void. Okay. We're good. Okay, I'm out of the void. And the launcher grips. Yeah, I mean, it's about it. Oh, they do show off the shark is. Yeah, on the, I don't know if it's me. The render of it on the CG, it's a little bit of a lighter shade of blue. When you actually look at this normally, it looks like just Cobalt Drake paint. So also, I think some were asking if this will be on Mall of Bays, if we're going to eventually. Now, because the way to obtain this is through Toys R Us, or more specifically, any Beat 4, stores, whatever. And when I say Toys R Us, I mean in Japan. Before someone's in Canada? No, in Japan. I'll try my best, but if I can, you'll probably see it. If I can't, well, we know the drill, right? We know the drill. Oh, okay, actually, an interesting tidbit. I did actually see this get trademarked before BayTube, and I think I already talked about this, I'm pretty sure, but I do like that they're now trademarking the idea of actually BayTube on there. But yeah, the 321, very excited for it. Probably you'll see next week, like me and Nizuma give our final predictions for the reveal. It'll be a video, but I'm going to see, depending on the time of day, I want to try to live stream it. Hopefully that works out, maybe. And, I don't know. Maybe we'll get something else. I think, I don't know, maybe, I mean, Hasbro has to acknowledge something, right? Maybe... Give us something, Hasbro. Please. Please. Oh, my God. I don't think we're going to get anything from Hasbro. No, well, if we do, that'd be cool, but they'll probably post some, like, Beyblade ASMR or some TikTok or whatever. Like, some guy reacting to the... That's their social medias, by the way. Someone's got to, like... Whoever is doing the marketing on the social media stuff, they got to manage it a little bit better, man. Oh, okay, good news for the channel. We're bringing back Throwback Thursday, but it's going to be marketed differently, because what if it's not on Thursday? Then after what? Is it Throwback Wednesday, you see? Then there gets the issue. We're going to change the name. We're going to be changing the name, but old gen content. You'll see a mix of either a plastic gen review, a plastic gen battle. I'll extend that to HMS, but I don't even have HMS launchers anymore, which is surprising. And I'm very particular about how I probably want to battle with those. So probably not 8. So that's okay. So no HMS. But Burst for sure. I mean, Burst basically I've been already doing that. So I don't even feel counting Burst in that regard. But maybe like older, because I know I'm doing Burst discussions, but that's not what I consider to be the same thing. And obviously, Metal Fight proper content return. I thought, I don't really want to go into it, but the last time we did the video was back in June, and obviously with everything that went on in that summer, I didn't have the motivation to try to continue some of that stuff, and I want us kind of, make sure to respect all the generations, just do different content, not so just Beyblade X and whatever, and I've been doing that, but, just more variety. Also, good news, okay, the database is nearly done, man. So, for those of you who are wondering what this is, I've been working since me and my father set this up in June, and I really want to just finish it. It was really tough, right? Because I really wanted to work on it, but it passed in August, and I lost a lot of motivation, and I've been slowly trying to pick up constantly. But the good news is this. I've pretty much got most of everything done. I've literally just got to do like now the launcher, some accessories, very, very small stuff, but you will see this basically complete before UX, like 2000%. Like there's no way I can mess that up. There's no, unless somehow I get like some heavy assignment or something thrown at me, you should be seeing it by then. And essentially what this is, if you've seen, for an example, Plastics DB or HMS DB, it's like a data. It's basically like, you know how I do all the testing videos, right? It's basically going to be like that hub where if you don't want to watch like the hour testing, you just get all the summarized info. Obviously, I would recommend seeing the testing for the context, right? But that's just like, it's a good resource I'll be working on. So yeah, something nice and positive, you know, just, you know, to get done. Obviously, generally just for me, and obviously because, you know, there's so many times when I'll talk about something and I just feel like it'd be easier just if I can just cite something instead of just, yeah, so there we go. Aside from that, in terms of actual stuff, in the next 4 days, which before we end off, we are going to be getting some pretty crazy stuff. Since the 14th is coming up, that means we're going to be getting all the reveals for the April stuff, except one, which is probably going to be Drigger S, which that will probably get moved to the 321 announcement. The random booster basic line B31 is going to be announced. And also the BX32 Stadium, which that should definitely be the 3-player stadium. Like, I'm looking at this should be the 3-player stadium, just based on the general cost. And oh my god. Does this work? How do I click on this? Oh, it doesn't... Whoa! Okay, well, hold on, let me... Why doesn't it do that? Why doesn't it do the thing? That's weird. Why? Oh, I think YouTube changed it. Okay, well, I wanted to click on it, but it doesn't let me. Well, thank you, Ari, for the $2. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't let me click on it. I think it's because of this this thing I'm using, this pop-up. Okay, well, I apologize then. But very, very excited for that. Let me know, by the way, as we end off, if you have any predictions for that. My wish list is any of the UX stuff recolored in that random booster, which would be nice, or at least like a disc bowl recolor or something. I would love a Rush reprint. Anything else in particular? A Point reprint would be nice. I would like a Point reprint. And for Blade recolors, if we don't get, and it's just mainline, I would love to see a Black Unicorn. I don't know what else. I mean, I'll take another Shark. I'll take another Shark before another one of Multi's Bays recolor. Like, I don't want to see another Lance or whatever. Like, another... No more Wizard Arrows, please. Or maybe now they do the Wizard Rod recolors for the random boosters. I mean, a Dagger, you know, just anything recent. Just recent. I like recent stuff. Do you think we'll get a UX Knight and a Phoenix? I don't know. Let's wait for the... Oh, also the manga chapters coming up, obviously. I don't know. Will we get... I don't know. I don't have the answer for this. Another Wizard recolor. Well, it better be Wizard Rod if they're going to be doing that. Yeah, but I'm pretty excited for that. It's going to be pretty cool to see. This Stadium... Oh. Alrighty, well... Oh, see, it does work on this one. Okay, well, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. I will have to read this out. Dank Zank. Never forget about the Wizard. Okay. I think... Leon Claw. This is the Nizuma Ops right here. This is I don't... No more Leon Claw. I don't... We're okay. We had enough Leon Claws, alright? Until they make the weight like a couple more grams, please no. Which one of the upcoming designs you just see that you're interested about? If you... What? For UX? The Buster, man. I was gonna say Dagger, sorry. Actually... Wizard, because... I feel like Wizard does not get that much love. I don't know. I'm not too sure what actually out of the main... I'm not listening, because I'm the reviewer, right? So I'm just thinking competitive. I don't know what's actually popular casually for what people actually like. Is Unicorn Sting worth the purchase? Well, as we end off, my friend, that's where we go back to the segue on mollabays.com. Yes, sir, that is the answer. And the reason for this, I'll tell you, see, this is where we get to do the proper plug before we end off. What is Unicorn Sting good for? It has generally good defense. You could run that on... Generally, you want to run this if 360 is okay, 560 is fine. If you have 960, good. High needle for sure. For the bits, for attack, I just prefer flat, but it does pretty good solid attack because it cuts into stuff. And the stamina is pretty good, and it's one of the few blades that can actually do decent and competitive against Phoenix Wing. The only other ones are maybe like Hell's Chain, maybe a Drawn Dagger. So, that is the answer. 560 is fine. You know, it's repeater, right? So but if you don't have 560, then that's good. And gear point, depends what mold you get because of quality control. If you get the one where the ball is really exposed, decent, like okay. If not, then just, you know, don't waste time. I feel like Buster's gonna have the same, yeah. Yeah, the similar issues to what Excalibur's probably had, but I wouldn't think. Well, you're not gonna get like the issues of wear though. You're not gonna get the issues of wear. I think they. Well, yeah. Actually, I don't want to run a recolor. I don't know. I feel very picky, but I feel like every time there's a bad blade or a blade that's just not that strong, I kind of just don't want a recolor. I don't know. Is that a wrong feeling to have? Like Leon Claw, like if we got like a Rhino recolor, I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. Okay, but aside from that, I feel like we covered most of everything. So Thursday will be double upload because of the news video and probably probably just the news video, and the manga video will probably be whenever. It just depends whenever we get it done. And if you're wondering, Team Extreme Cancellations, whenever the chapter comes out, give us like a few days to a week. You know, it takes time, right? Because obviously, I have to clean the pages, Kyo has to translate, and then after Skysu does the proofreading, it takes time. It's not a wrong feeling, but we can't just not. I don't know, man. It's like maybe I'm just a hater. You don't know what? Because the red Leon Claw didn't even look that good. The red Leon Claw did not look good. I'm sorry. It didn't look good. I didn't like how the red on like the lineman. I think they should have separated the colors and done like a brown, maybe like a dark red to mix it up. I'm sorry. I hope normal X-Bays don't become obsolete. Well, no. I mean, the idea with UX is just that they're shifting the weight. It wouldn't be like you're thinking. Well, the mindset I think is just because Burst has influenced us to think that every time it's a new season, the old stuff you had you can't really use, and it does suck, but. Beyblade X literally can't, and the reason why I say it is not because in terms of long. I mean, even in gameplay itself, there's no way to make the base heavier and to even creep. Well, you can creep obviously, but the game just doesn't function right. Like even Phoenix Wing and Cobalt Drake, like they move very slow on aggressive bits, so by nature it just can't work. Like you can't have 42, you can't have 45 or 50 or 60 or 90, right? You can't. The only way to do that would just be to, you know, mess around with the stuff and just see what works out. But as we end off, I will be moving around, and we're going to be getting back to here. So yeah, I think we pretty much went over anything. I don't know. I'm just double checking if there's anything else. No, that's about it. Okay, well, sick. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I have to get the explosion ready. Right. Sorry. I almost missed the explosion. Okay, I have to make sure I did the timing right, because I keep on forgetting we're a few minutes delayed. But we will be probably seeing a Zankcast this week. It'll be with me in New Zealand. We'll probably be discussing the April news and our final predictions for the Beyblade Day stuff. And yeah, I don't know. That's about it for now. So take care, everyone. Have a fantastic Sunday. And yeah. That'll be it for now. So I want to say take care and bye.